Exploding onto video cassette. The Final Alliance from Epic Home Video.
Hey Phelan, I'm gonna pitch a movie to you, okay? See what you think.
Alright.
Have you seen Walking Tall?
One of them.
Okay, let's take Walking Tall, but the lead is David Hasselhoff. Also, he's got a pet puma. What do you think? That's my only pitch for you.
Well, they don't stand a chance.
I love it. Okay, someone was watching Walking Tall and they're like, you know, I can improve on this formula. Let's add David Hasselhoff, a puma, and John Saxon as an albino as the villain. And I think we're gonna improve on this, and they were 100% correct.
Yeah. John Saxon looks so ridiculous in this.
He's, so good. You know, the thing is, too, like, he still acts the hell out of it. Like, he's so hammy. Him and Bo Hopkins is like the two villains together. It's so great when they get their scenes, because they go over the top with it, but it's so good.
He could be a loony, or it could be a terrorist trying to spook us into a better price. I'm telling you right now, the goddamn Iranians, I'd rather blow up the world than to give me a fair price.
Basically, the overall summary is David Hasselhoff comes back to his hometown years later. It has been overrun by a motorcycle gang, and he's got to take them out with his pet puma.
Yeah, he just comes back home and just, there's bums living in his house he's got to kick out. And then,
they graffitied it with bikes and sex.
Yeah. Then it's a fixer-up montage.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Puma with a paintbrush.
David Hasselhoff is the Puma Man.
Puma Man, he flies like a moron.
There's like alternate titles for this movie where it says Tiger Man. It's like,
Yeah.
it should have been Puma Man.
Oh, it's the Tiger Man. He's the Tiger Man. Okay, this was released in 1990s. So this was like during a time where David Hasselhoff was still marketable as this gritty action hero. He's still got like his Knight Rider fame going for him. This is probably between when Baywatch was canceled the first time, and so Baywatch hadn't become this phenomenon and national joke. You know, the thing is too, you believe that he could like kill a guy and that he's like a tough guy in this. It's not so ridiculous compared to some of his later things. Because the plot is ridiculous, but as far as him being the marketable action lead, I mean, like, he does a great job with the role, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Somebody's gonna get shot. I've been shot before. I lived. You won't.
He's got his amazing hair going on.
Yeah.
His scruff. So good.
This is one of those movies, though, where it's like, there's a biker gang that's running town, and it's so ridiculous. No one. Like, okay, the local police is corrupt because the sheriff is sheriff smuggler and just has like unlimited supplies of like everything, like guns, explosives, drugs.
State police don't exist.
Yeah, state police.
If the sheriff's corrupt, they can just smuggle through the town with a biker gang.
No one's going to a higher authority about any of this. Like, the FBI does exist in this movie because they apparently show up at the end, but I guess no one thought to like call anyone like them beforehand. Like, John Saxon at one point like goes up to the main woman in this movie who runs a store. He's like, only reason why you haven't been raped is because I like you.
Why do you think your precious store never gets torched? Or your car never gets stolen? Or you never get raped? Because I like you.
So he's raping everyone else in town and no one's really that bugged about it?
No one could do anything about it. They're just too tough. It's only until you can bring in the one-man army that you can get shit done.
Yeah.
Because that's in his police profile. He is a one-man army.
Coup attempt in Sudan. One-man army.
Oh, too, at one point, the stupid sheriff goes, oh yeah, we need to keep a low profile. But What?
What about this is low profile?
Terrorizing your entire town with a biker gang who are like deputies. That's been low profile, and like, oh yeah, like kill people, set their houses on fire. We're keeping a low profile so we can get away with our smuggling. You guys are the worst.
He's the strong, silent type. John Wayne's his name, boys. He's from Hollywood.
John Saxon is so great in this, but I love him as like the leader walking around in his pristine white boots. In his little sidecar that they drive him around in. I was imagining like circus music whenever he was Whoever decided that John Saxon needed to be an albino, God bless them, because that is so fantastic.
Yeah. He looks almost unrecognizable. Like
You
you really
wouldn't know.
Yeah, you have to look really close to see him in there.
He's an award-winning actor. He's an albino, by the way, named Ghost.
Ghost.
He's
a ghost!
I hope that was his given name. I hope his parents named him Ghost.
Hey, look, you're just gonna be in a biker gang. Your name's Ghost.
Whatever.
Giving up on you.
I'm getting too old for this shit. But we made it.
How many finales is too many finales, you think?
5.
Because I feel like however many is too many, this movie had too many. Every scene felt like the final scene. It's like they couldn't decide, so they would have like a showdown at his place, and they would have a showdown in a warehouse, and they'd have a second showdown in a warehouse, but this one includes a kidnapping. There was a car chase outside a bar, constantly explosions, and goons getting hurt in hilarious ways. David Hasselhoff sets booby traps in his house, like Home Alone. Like he sets up a dummy and they don't know that it's not him, so he can go out and do stuff.
That's amazing. Yeah, because they're watching him after he's like really bad first and puts sugar cubes in their gas tanks. He's pranking them bad. Part of this movie's plot too is like when Hasselhoff was a wee little lad, his family, I guess his dad saw a murder by this same gang, and they were fleeing, but then the rest of his family gets killed and he's the only one who survives. And the main girl knew him as a kid too, and then he's come back to town because the only way to get rid of his nightmares is to kill them.
Graphically.
And also, his Puma was possibly a tabby kitten.
They show the flashback with this tabby cat, and I'm like, okay, so they just had a kitten with them and they kill it, but then they fade into the Puma, which seems to imply this was the Puma. I have so many questions. Like, did the family own this Puma kitten this whole time? Or were they just happened to be holding a Puma kitten who was a tabby? Did they not know this was a Puma? I don't know what's going on. Who named him Felix?
Felix, it's amazing.
You'll never get me behind this burning house.
Well, apparently they did get him eventually.
Very unbelievable though, because the Puma's already on the guy by that point, so it's like, I think he's pretty fucked by that point. Like, I think they just couldn't like do the cat getting shot before they got to him, so they just had it jump over like these logs or something.
You know, they have the cliche kill the dog, but they had to do kill the Puma for this one. It's funny that like the Puma is very rarely in shots with other people, and when he is, he's usually obviously tied to something, especially with David Hasselhoff, so that, you know, nothing goes wrong. A lot of the time it's just growl noises, and they run away from like inside. Oh, there's a cat in there!
Hey, Felix, why don't you come out and say hello to the boys?
freaking cat in there!
The Puma watches them have sex once he pulls the Mitch special with a fireplace.
Like, what? Consistently this happens. Why is it always happening around the Hasselhoff?
Ridiculous. There's also one point where he's like, "Get in the back, Felix, I'm driving." Then it cuts to the cat driving and him in the back.
It's Choots is the driving Puma. Choots is no!
Turn right!
He's pretty well trained for a Puma. I like the part where he goes to get his old horse. And then the horse is clearly not trusting him, like, whoa, whoa. And the guy goes, "Shit, she likes you."
Yeah, that's okay. Shit, mister. She really likes you.
As you can see by the horse trying to rear away from him. Yeah.
The horse wants no part of this movie. Just constantly.
You can say that a bunch of times, like where the girl kind of like doesn't really want to be near him. Shit, she really likes you. But apparently she likes him more if he's possibly dead, because she like starts making out with him at one point once he gets shot. She thinks he's dead. She's like, then it's like, I'm alive. Yeah.
You think he was impressed with her, like, increasingly growing hair through the movie?
First time she came with her, like, super hair, I didn't even know it's the same person.
It just kept getting bigger as it went along. Like, she was going full after near the end there.
Just waiting for it to, be like, oh, she can't get through the doorway.
Why'd you come back?
To stop the dreams. And the nightmares.
How long's it been since you kissed a woman?
I like the acting from the goons in this. This was some Oscar acting going on, and the screams that are kind of half-assed.
Asshole.
Getting like their crotches run over by bikes. The one guy that gets killed in the worst way to go. It was so amazing. He's on his motorcycle. He gets caught on fire. I think they threw a Molotov cocktail back at them. Or...
He shot it in his hand.
Oh, yeah. He shot it in his hand. He catches on fire, bursts through the house on his motorcycle, flails around, and then gets shot through the window while on fire. He lost everything. Like, right after his Puma dies, and then, like, the town comes to cheer him at his place. And, like,
So weird. Yeah, and it feels very much like we're wrapping it up type of thing, and then just no.
Like, nope, I'm still going. we got lots more explosives and pyrotechnics to use.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
And he's gotta save his girlfriend, like, a couple more times.
Yeah. The final alliance is kind of like, one of the many finales, but kind of a moot point in the movie when you think about it. I mean, it's just sort of like half-assed. The priest and one guy that I don't remember being in the movie previous to this
really
has a truck for him.
Yeah, and his childhood girlfriend maybe or something, whatever she was. Bunch of shittos from that priest.
Who cares?
The priest mostly died because he lost faith in Hasselhoff.
He lost faith in the one-man army. Now one-man, one-woman army.
That's really what they look up. It's on his official profile. One-man army.
Well, that's why, he's well known for being a one-man army because he was in the Marines and he's also a ninja at one point.
He was in the Marines with Mitch.
With Mitch, yeah. They pulled a Prince of the Pauper once.
Part of this, too, is, he wants revenge for his family, of course, with these non-aging villains. So, like, he goes to this bar. There's this one... The bar owner...
The bar that has the Gayo mayonnaise.
Yeah, Gayo mayonnaise. You see the bar owner, and he's like, oh, I don't want any part of the gang, kind of thing. So you're kind of thinking, like, oh, is this guy going to be part of the alliance against them? No. He shoots him in the fucking head after doing like a barrel roll away from his vehicle. But he beats him up first, then he's like, runs away to a car and sits there and waits for Hasselhoff to come out, which is hilarious. And just, I'm gonna get him. Luckily he can't hear cars. Oh, yes I can. Pew! Oh, shit!
Clearly from this evidence, it was self-defense.
Yeah.
It seems like a clear case of self-defense, Sheriff. There's dozens of eyewitnesses around.
They steal his jacket. It's just in a scene for no particular reason with her. Like, while she's being held hostage in his jacket.
I think it's like a gang jacket. Maybe
but he had
that's
an
why
exact
he was,
jacket like
I
that.
think he wore one to infiltrate them. I think that's
Oh,
what it
okay.
was.
He just happened to have a matching leather
but
jacket.
it looked very much
Now
like
I have more
Knight
questions.
Rider.
Yeah. They're definitely banking on the Knight Rider fame with this.
Oh, too, like after
what
he...
if Kit was a Puma?
I'm sorry, Michael. I can't let you do that. Shut up, Felix.
He's got like a real shitty attitude.
Like after he kills some people, like the bar owner and whatnot, it's like the sheriff could actually arrest him, but they never make any attempts to really legally do anything like that. It's just keeps sending his biker gang after him and stuff.
I guess the law doesn't apply in this town, so whatever.
He has some real cops. They go and check it out afterwards, but they're all like, yeah, everyone's saying it's self-defense, so he goes, get him anyway, but then they don't.
Bo Hopkins and John Saxon decide that they're just gonna blow everything the fuck up and get out there. And as they're running away, a bunch of cars with sirens come and they go, oh shit, it's the FBI! They just automatically know that. I don't know what was the turning point where they're like, let's just blow everything up and get out of here.
I guess they were just deciding, like, we'll get this major payoff from this one smuggle deal and then go retire together.
They're gonna have a vacation in the Bahamas together. Well, Ghost has to wear a lot of sunscreen. I'm just saying, if they're gonna fake their deaths, it's gonna be a little hard for the one really obvious, conspicuous albino guy to kind of like be in disguise in society and not get caught. Wait a minute. That guy might be that albino we were looking for. Yeah, so they got on the plane, and then David Hasselhoff shows up. He puts the bomb on their plane, and then just shows up there to gloat. Even though there's no reason for him to... He could have just not been on there. And then they would have blown themselves up because they didn't know that. But he has to gloat. And then parachute out of this exploding plane to prove how cool he is.
After having all these endings, it's just he lands with his parachute and it's like, oh, hey, yeah, hug, the end.
They were like, we just dicked around and had this many finales, and then we're like, I guess it's the end. I don't know.
We don't have time for any more.
This movie's like pure macho wish fulfillment of the late 80s, early 90s. It's so funny. This was a great watch. So if you're looking for a fun David Hasselhoff movie with lots of action in it, I definitely recommend Final Alliance. This was a really funny movie.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a great watch. Even though it's got a million finales, it just blows right by. So check it out, guys.
Fix it!